Hi guys, welcome to Cheryl's Home Cooking. So let's get started. Welcome to Cheryl's Home Cooking. Today what I'm going to make you is the way I make my roast and mashed potatoes with gravy. So let's get started. This is a boneless chuck roast. So I have my crock pot on my counter. I'll take the roast out of the packaging. I'll put my crock pot on high. Once I take my meat out of the package, I'll place the meat inside my crock pot. This roast is so nice and tender cooking it in a crock pot. We love it. So now I'll salt and pepper both sides of my roast. Now I'll flip my roast over and salt and pepper the other side. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. This roast is so nice and tender in the crock pot. Now I'll take one package of this onion dip mix. I picked up the Lipton. I'll open it up and I'll place it on top of my roast. Once I have the Lipton dip mix on top of the roast, I'll place in 4 cups of chicken broth. And that's it, this recipe. This Lipton onion dip mix is so good on this roast. So here's the 4 cups of chicken broth. I'll pour it right on top of the roast. I can really smell that dip mix. It smells good. Now I'll place my cover on my crock pot and just cook it until it's fully cooked. Now remember, I have my crock pot on high, and like I said, just cook it until it's fully cooked or until you like it the way you like your roast cooked. We like our roast well done, and it's really, when it's well done, it's so nice and tender and moist. With this gravy too, I'll show you how I thicken it and serve it on top of my roast and my potatoes. So now I'll start peeling my potatoes. Now I'll check on my roast. Oh yeah, look at how good that looks. Steamed up the camera. Doesn't that look good? Really smells good. What I'm going to do now is I'll take all the liquid, or most of the liquid, out of my crock pot. I'll be using this liquid as gravy, so I want to thicken it up. So I'll just pour it into my pot. I left a little on the bottom for my roast. So I'll put the lid back on, put this liquid on my stove. I have my burner on medium-high. I'll be placing some Wonder flour in here, and what Wonder flour is, it's a quick mixing flour. It's good for gravies. It makes it nice and smooth. So as I'm shaking the Wonder in, I'll keep mixing it. You want just enough to thicken it. That looks about right. Now to this, I'll also be using Kitchen Bouquet. It's a browning seasoning sauce. It's to enhance the gravy. So I'll pour just a little bit in. You can see the color of the gravy right now. See how it makes it just a little bit darker? Makes it more brown. So I'll take a spoon. You can see how nice and thick that is now. I'll give it a try. Good. Now I'll put my burner on simmer. I'll give it a few minutes because I'm still waiting for my roast, and my potatoes are done. So I'll put the lid half on. So now my roast is done. I'll remove the roast from my crock pot. Doesn't that look good? Place it on my plate. Look at how good this roast turned out. I wish you could smell it because it really smells good. So now I'll slice a little piece, put some potatoes on my plate, put some gravy on it, and my meal's complete. So now I'll just slice a little piece. Oh, that's perfect. Put it on my plate. Look at how nice that looks. I had my potatoes in the microwave to keep them warm. I'll put a little gravy on my potatoes, a little over my meat. Now this is the perfect roast with mashed potatoes and gravy. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Cheryl's Home Cooking and watching me make my roast along with my mashed potatoes and my gravy. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Cheryl's Home Cooking. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye-bye.